Hello and welcome back. Now that we have finished talking about S3, in which we reviewed its components and many of its key features, it is now time to move on to what I call storage transit services. So these are ways that you get data into or out of S3. And as you can see here, there are 5 options that I would like to discuss in this particular lesson. First, let's talk about single operation upload. So a single operation upload is a traditional upload where you upload the file in one part. A single operation upload can upload a file up to 5 gigabytes in size. However, any file over 100 megabytes in size should use multi-part upload. So basically, when we talk about single operation uploads, it's just literally coming to your bucket here, clicking upload, selecting a file, clicking next, and uploading that file. That is what we refer to as a single operation upload. Multi-part upload allows you to upload a single object as a set of parts. So it allows for uploading parts of a file concurrently. So you can take a large file, break it up into 10 parts, send all those parts concurrently, and then AWS will put those back together for you when it arrives in S3. It also allows for stopping and resuming of file uploads, which is a great feature. Also, if transmission of any part fails, you can retransmit that part without affecting other parts. After all parts of your object are uploaded, Amazon S3 assembles these parts and creates the object. Multi-part upload is required for objects 5 gigabytes and larger and is highly suggested for use when objects are 100 megabytes and larger. So just to that point, if you happen to see a question and the question asks what you should do if you're uploading a file with the size of, say, 750 megabytes, the answer that you should give should be multi-part upload, not single operation upload, even though a single operation upload can handle a transfer of up to 5 gigabytes in size. Now, with multi-part upload, it can be used to upload a file up to 5 terabytes in size. So again, with multi-part upload, it's just important to understand that it breaks the file up into many pieces, uploads those pieces concurrently, and then reassembles them into an object in your S3 bucket, and should always be used when you're uploading objects larger than 100 megabytes in size. Next, let's talk about AWS import-export. And what this is import-export gives the ability to take on-premise data and physically snail mail it to AWS using your own device. So you can take an actual hard drive that you own, load a bunch of data onto it, and physically mail it to an AWS data center. They will then take that hard drive, plug it into their network, and upload your data into S3 for you. So AWS will import the data to either S3, EBS, or Glacier within 1 business day of the physical device arriving at AWS. So what are some of the benefits of this? Well, for one, it is a great off-site backup policy. It also allows you to quickly migrate large amounts of data to the cloud, up to 16 terabytes per job. So let's say if you want to transfer 50 terabytes worth of data from your on-premise data center into S3, over a traditional internet connection, that could take days, weeks, or even months depending on your speed. So this is a way for you to actually send them a physical data and drastically cut down on that transfer time. It's also great for disaster recovery, as AWS will even take S3 data and ship it back to you if your own on-premise data center fails. Next, let's talk about Snowball. Snowball is a petabyte scale data transport solution. Snowball uses an AWS-provided secure transfer appliance, and is to quickly move large amounts of data into and out of AWS Cloud. So with AWS import-export, you use your own device, your own hard drive that you snail mail to AWS. With Snowball, they will actually send you a transfer appliance. So you will get a big box that they send to you, which is basically a huge hard drive, which you can load petabytes of data onto and then ship to AWS. So AWS import-export can handle up to 16 terabytes per job, but Snowball is for transferring petabytes worth of data. So important to understand and recognize the difference in terms of the size of each one. Next, let's talk about Storage Gateway. Storage Gateway connects local data center software appliances to cloud-based storages such as Amazon S3. So here's where we really start to talk about hybrid environments with our on-premise data center and S3. Now, with Storage Gateway, there are two types of volumes that you need to be aware of for the CSA exam. The first is gateway cache volumes. And so what happens here is that you can create storage volumes and mount them as iSCSI devices on the on-premise network, and you are virtually attaching them to your on-premise data centers. The gateway will then store the data written in the volume in Amazon S3, but will cache frequently accessed data on the on-premise storage device. So you'll save information on these virtual iSCSI devices. It will transfer that data and store them in S3, but it will cache frequently accessed data on-premise for low latency connection. So this is a way that you're going to store a bulk of your data in S3, but keep frequently accessed files on your on-premise servers for low latency connections. Next is gateway stored volumes. So this allows you to store all the data locally, meaning on-premise, in storage volumes. But then the gateway will periodically take snapshots of the data as incremental backup and store them on Amazon S3. So in this particular scenario with gateway stored volumes, you are storing all of your data on-premise, but S3 is periodically taking snapshots of that data and storing those snapshots in S3. So just to recap, with gateway cache volumes, you are storing a bulk of your data in S3 through iSCSI devices, but your frequently accessed files will always be stored on-premise for low latency connections. With gateway stored volumes, it's the opposite. You are storing all of your data on-premise, and S3 will take snapshots periodically and store those snapshots in S3. So that's the difference between gateway cache volumes and gateway stored volumes, and you really need to know the difference of these two for this CSA exam. So again, that's just a quick summary of these 5 different types of transit systems, and it's important to know the difference between all of them for the AWS CSA exam. And with that, we will conclude this lesson. Thank you for watching. You may now move on.